Yo, shalom.
Shalom, yo.
Yo, this is Black Ice.
This is the Keys.
Welcome to the Black Narrative. We finally back in Atlanta.
Yes. It was a long week last week.
Man, yeah, it was, man. It was good. It was great. It was productive. I appreciate y'all comments. I saw y'all comments when I was on the road. I didn't realize so many of you down south. Right. You know, a lot of you south we were on your stomping grounds in Mississippi and Texas and stuff, man. So it was pretty cool. Man, I'm excited to be back, but I feel kind of rusty because like we ain't been behind the desk in a minute.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a month since we got behind. Yeah. Had to make sure everything was working.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad to have a full setup, man. It was cool doing work on the show, but we knocked out shows in a row, but it definitely was tougher on us, and I miss having our intros and our production style, man. Cause
we roughed it with those.
Yeah, we roughed it. Yeah, you know the thing about it, man, cause like a lot of the other new black media, you know, it's like they just throw up the cell phone, they go live, which is cool. Right. But we put a lot of extra work in our productions, man. So we kind of felt naked without it. Right. But it's cool to be back in our element, back in the studio here in Atlanta. Like I said, we hit a few cities between, we went from Atlanta all the way to Mississippi to Texas and back. Right. In a week's time, man. And we drove. We were thugging it out. Miles. So we were thugging it out, man, and it was just so much, man. But it was a very fruitful trip. Yeah. Exciting things to come. Seriously. So we had very productive meetings and met a lot of productive people, interesting people. Yeah. And whatnot. So it was cool. So, but I appreciate y'all who supported us through that week. For checking out the show and leaving your comments and stuff. It means a lot. Hey, thank you for your support. Like I said, because of y'all support, you help us, put in this position in the first place.
Right, and, exactly.
With the Cash App donations and the Patreon subscriptions, subscribers. So we really appreciate y'all too. Right. So much to process, man. I know I changed the title like 3 times on the channel. It was just so much stuff that's unraveling,
popping up.
And I didn't know what the title is because there's so much you just want to share with y'all. But I guess we start from the most recent, the obvious one, of course, is the verdict. Right. And it's funny because Keith get here early, because like I said we prepared for the show, and he showed up right before they announced the verdict and everything. Yeah. And I was surprised but not surprised in a sense.
That's how I felt too. I mean, they know they play chess at the end of the day.
But to me, man, it was the press conference afterwards that did it for me, man.
Yeah, it was very mainly Crump. Yeah.
Well, first of all, Crump. Let's start with Crump, man. Cause he really was celebrating like this was the very like he just won the Super Bowl.
I mean, right after he seemed to almost break down in tears after the prayer with Al Sharpton.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that cop deserved a guilty verdict on all 3 counts.
Definitely, that was satisfying to see him walk away.
So that was definitely deserved, but if you know the due process, because we've been through this before, right? And we know like we gotta wait 2 months before he gets sentenced. Right. Anything can happen in 2 months.
And on top of it, Crump was the one that was. We don't know what happened behind the scenes, but a lot of people settle when he comes in the room.
Yeah. I mean, we know his track record. He hasn't changed, and then even in the press conference, he hadn't changed at all. And I felt like you watch him and all the people who gave speeches the whole time.
People were walking up to give speeches. It's like what black folk would want to do at the Grammys if they're allowed to.
Yeah, the whole rap crew came on stage. Everybody gave it. And that's what it was, man. Because some people just got on the mic they just want to be seen.
Right. They didn't add in much extra. What they said was already repeated 5 times over.
Yeah. I think that was Trey the Truth in the background. We couldn't find out for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Trey the Truth.
I thought it was pretty random.
And I was wondering what Trey the Truth was doing in the background. I was really worried for Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, he looked out of it. He didn't look like he was there at all.
He looked like he was on Earth.
Yeah, it's a bit. I wasn't even worried about his Parkinson thing, but even more reason why he shouldn't have been up there, man. Like he should have been sitting down somewhere chilling.
Because I don't know if it was just me but when he started talking, it didn't seem coherent. At all.
No, the way he came off, man. Even people who they were standing with him, they were looking like, okay, Jesse, like
it was. But why did Al Sharpton call him to the stand?
Yeah,
it just became word soup.
Yeah. So I thought that was random. And out of all the people that spoke after the verdict, the main person that made sense was the governor.
The white dude, yeah.
The white guy.
Yeah.
Like he gave the speech I was expected Crump would have made.
Right. Some coherent, some.
Yeah, like I mean, cause even he said like, "Yo, this is not a final victory. You know, you gotta go through the sentencing and everything else."
Right.
You know, shalom in the chat, man. I appreciate
shalom,
y'all.
Everybody.
Yeah, but and, you know, up and down social media, everybody happening, crying and stuff, and you know, I get it, but we've been through this before. Like, it is. I guess it just baffles me how we go through the same cycle over and over again.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
And you know, I was looking up Amber Geyer.
Yeah.
Right before we went live, you know, because remember, you know, that was the woman down. I want to say that was in Texas.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when she walked in the man's apartment and shot him in his own apartment.
Right.
And at the whole trial and everything, you know, remember she hugged the black judge hugged her.
And that's so.
And then like I think the victim's sister forgave her. All the other mess, but in the end, she only get like 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then, mind you, like that included time served. So,
right.
Like, I want to say she was in jail for already like 2 years for the trial.
Right.
And then, and I think they already moved her to another facility.
And that's so.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
she's getting privileges, and they're trying to make it as cushiony for her as possible.
Yeah, but I feel like, it was a couple of red flags caught before the verdict. Yesterday, I saw that Minnesota was planning to shut down their schools Wednesday through Friday anyway for the verdict. And then before the verdict, it was already announced that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are going to be speaking afterwards.
Right.
I thought that was interesting. So it's like you already lined up to speak, and then mind you, before the verdict,
right?
Joe Biden called George Floyd's people, his family, and what he said, it was like very general speaking. Like it was on the surface.
It was slick, right?
Yeah, it wasn't compared. It wasn't the same energy he had last summer when he wasn't in office yet. You know, he was talking like, "Yeah, we need to do this, that, and the third." Right. You know, he pretty much said, "I'm praying for you," type of thing.
Man, there was a lot of that during the speech.
Yeah. So I feel like they are using this trial as symbolism. You know.
Very symbolic. That was the word that came up a lot. You know, this is I forget the exact wording they used. This is a landmark or one of those big terms.
Yeah, but you know, I'll read a couple of statuses I saw on social media real quick, y'all. They kind of caught my eye. This is from We Are the Media. So I hope you're watching the show, man. Sorry, I got your status, man, because I like what you said. I know a lot of people weren't feeling what you were saying, but I did, and you know, I always agree with you. So he said, "Don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but this is a very small victory and may not be a victory at all. Sacrificing the freedom of one person does not equal justice in the grand scheme of things. Please don't be relaxed. A black man was just slaughtered a week ago in the same city. The media, politicians, and others will act as if this is a win, which they did. Yep. And no tangible, concrete action will be enforced against systemic white supremacy. Right. Holding racist white supremacists parading as police officers is a first step." I felt that.
And Ben Crump actually was saying how America's a better place now.
Yeah. He made it all inclusive.
He
made it all inclusive. Man, he said a lot of sus stuff, man.
Yeah, because he was talking about it was either him, but it was multiple people bringing up the whole black and brown. But how many brown people do you see getting shot down?
Yeah. They made it all inclusive,
right?
And we did a show about that, how they making racism all inclusive now.
And before he introduced Philonise Floyd or whatever the brother's name is, he was saying how how Philonise was talking to him and. You know, this isn't just an issue for Black America. This is an issue for all America.
Yeah, they pushed that. Yeah. They kept making it general statements again.
And it was interesting, man, because I'm not gonna lie. I give credit where credit is due. Mm-hmm. Kamala Harris really did surprise me when she talked about black men being,
she did.
Our brothers and all this and the third, and actually having sympathy for black men. That was a really good part of the speech. Mm-hmm. But then later on, her and Joe both got into the whole inclusive thing.
Yeah, and they spend it into the whole George Floyd Policing Act.
Yeah.
Which we read on air. Like, it had nothing to do with George Floyd at all.
Exactly. And I think...
They turned it into a political move.
Exactly. The chess move, just like they did with the whole thing with the Georgia voter suppression act. And the thing about it is, you always hear that phrase, and, justice, injustice for one is an injustice for everybody. But the problem is, it negates how tribal people are.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't negate how tribal people are, because if you're not able to take care of your own people, how are you going to take care of anybody else?
Yo, man,
love starts at the home.
Like, you don't feed your family first before you try to feed everybody else.
Exactly, but that's what we try to do. We talk about all these coalitions. We talk about how our problems are everybody else's problems, but we have to understand that humans are tribal.
Yeah.
You have to help your own people before you can even think about helping the masses.
Yeah, man. Jason Black with TBA, he made a good status on his page. He was saying, Officer Muhammad Noor got 12 years in prison in Minnesota for accidentally killing a white woman who was running at him. Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin, yeah.
Yeah, Chauvin deliberately killed George Floyd. If he doesn't get more time than Noor did, that's unacceptable. I thought that was a great point too.
Yeah.
So if he don't get more than 12 years, we already know it wasn't justice served.
Exactly.
You know, we passed by he passed by the city too.
Oh yeah,
road, man.
Yeah, we stopped to get gas in Shreveport.
Yeah, man. We would like holler at him, man, but I didn't want him yelling at me, saying me like put down the crap pipe or something.
Right. Oh no, don't do that to us.
Yeah, man, but it was cool. Like, but yeah, he crossed his mind. We're going through Louisiana, man. I know that's his home state, man.
I didn't know that Shreveport was so close to Texas.
Yeah, it was right there.
Only like an hour away.
I didn't know Port Arthur was that close to Louisiana. Yeah.
Like, man, and if y'all know Port Arthur, you know, PA, what UGK always talks about.
Yeah.
I did not know, and it made sense because Pimp C's accent was so different.
Yeah, that draw to him.
Yeah, I was like, man, that is not a Houston accent. But then, you know, PA being so close to Louisiana, it all clicked.
Yeah. So what you think is going to happen at the sentencing? Man, what do you think is going to happen?
Man, I really can't even call it because they've done a lot of advocacy. This is a worldwide issue, and this is and just like with the whole C thing, they're not going to waste a tragedy, I believe. You know, so it's a good opportunity to let them look good and get black people relaxed. You know, while they started putting other things in play.
They're gonna sacrifice him for the greater good,
or
I guess using him as a distraction rather.
Right.
While they were going, so that what you think?
Because you see how Biden's still been making moves, man.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole administration's been making moves, so it's just really just about getting our guard down. And boy, when it comes to us, we love some symbolism.
Yeah, we do. We love some symbolism. We really do.
And this was very symbolic.
Yeah, that's why, man. That I couldn't even enjoy the guilty verdict without Trump spoiling it with his speech, you know, making it to the symbolic thing.
And shouting out all the attorneys.
It really it's really like somebody wanted to. I feel like somebody won an award at the Source Awards, and everybody had to get a minute on the podium.
Right.
It felt like
everybody came up and I mean they said the same thing.
They basically said the same thing. Like, and I find it hard to believe George was that cool with all those people up there, bro.
Yeah. Because just like J Rock said in that song, I think Redemption, Instagram's a dead man's best friend. You know, because all the people that wasn't rock with you when you were alive, all of a sudden they're cool.
Man, because Corporate like, yo, this is George's sister-in-law, second cousin, twice removed, coming up to the podium.
Right.
And like, well, who was she? And then she came up there and she really didn't say much.
Right.
But you said she just wanted to be seen. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
So I was like, okay.
You wonder about their relations, but I mean that's just human nature.
Yeah, I think I can't call it either. But I was sitting here thinking like, I don't know if he could make it to the sentencing.
Really? You think?
I was thinking like, yo, sentencing 2 months from now.
Yeah.
A lot can happen, bro. I mean, he might just himself.
Yeah, and they're putting him back in prison.
Well, and that's only somebody just like, would it be a better F you back at somebody and he just take himself out?
Right. I can see that.
I mean, you know,
one factor that
take himself out.
Right.
You know,
but one factor I did think about though is the Aryan Brotherhood or any one of those white gangs that they have in prison. Man, they are going to love them, and they're probably going to protect them a lot because you see how white America or white supremacist, I mean, outrightly white supremacist America defend this man Chauvin.
But I wonder how they feel about cops though, because they are in prison.
That's true. Yeah, you got a point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're all racist, but those racist people get in jail though. It's like, so how do they feel about police?
Man, you'd be surprised. I mean,
but it could be one of those things. They could be the
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end of the day, how many people back the blue, but they get pissed off and write a post whenever they get pulled over for a traffic ticket.
And you got to think about, man, you got to see. I can't see them put them in Gen Pop.
Probably not. Maybe not.
You know what I'm saying? Right? Because they put him in general population. I definitely can't see him doing 2 months to the sentencing.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. To say interesting because his bail was revoked. So so he's definitely staying in prison the whole time to the sentencing.
Right.
Bond revoked. Excuse me. So that gonna be interesting. But I guess we find out. I don't see him. I'd be surprised honestly if he get more than 10 years. TBA made a good point. He should be getting more than 12. It'd be more fair, but I just don't. I don't see it. I'd be surprised, to be honest.
Because and the thing is, they listed the 3 charges and all of them were serious.
Yeah.
You should realistically be getting like.
It should be like life.
Yeah.
It should be like. We know where it should be.
Yeah.
But we know where we live at.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, man, I'm gonna go to the next headline here. I thought it was caught my eye, kind of interesting here. I came across this little headline. The trial judge said Maxine Waters' confrontational protest remarks could fuel appeal. The judge in Derek Chauvin's murder trial in the death of George Floyd criticized recent comments made by Representative Maxine Waters, saying her words could be grounds for the defense to appeal a verdict. Interesting that the judge would say that yesterday.
Hey, right.
Like kind of implying what could happen.
Man, and
it's so many pieces of puzzle. I can't call it.
And he did bring up the whole thing about them filing an appeal. And
and that's what in any case, you know what I'm saying? You found guilty, you got to run out the appeal process. They say overturn. It's a lot of. This is America, man.
Right.
They can throw a curveball at you in a minute.
Let's see.
What do you think? What do you guys think is going to happen to a police officer that killed Deontay White?
At this point, it really is hard to call. But I'm not gonna lie.
Like I say, we know what should happen. We know what should happen. She should get life for what she did.
Off sheer instinct, I really don't think it's gonna go this the same way to Chauvin.
Yeah,
off the sheer gut feeling.
I agree with you now. I don't see it going 2 for 2.
Yeah, because this I feel like this is their historical landmark thing, so that they're like, okay, we got that out the way. Now we just
think about man, George Floyd like had the election cycle, like the campaign season.
Yeah,
and I don't see Wright having the same effect.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I think she's gonna get off with a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Yeah. That's all gut feeling.
That's my gut feeling. I don't see 2 for 2 in the same state too.
Boy,
odds that's pretty slim, in my personal opinion.
Even though it seems like the governor's trying to do better, but
like I said, the governor gave a good speech afterwards.
Yeah,
his speech was a lot better than Ben Crump's. I give him that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's genuine or not, but it was well worded.
Right. Hey, you don't know if Crump's is genuine.
That was big paid, man. That dude's so paid, bro.
Yeah. Hey, had a green tie, boy.
Let me tell you what Maxine Waters said. All right. We got to stay on the street and we got to get more active. We got to get more confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
And she said we got to make sure they know that we mean business. All right.
Right.
While Republicans call for Waters to be sanctioned, she is unlikely to be punished because the Democrats control Congress. So then, no, I don't think she should apologize. That was Nancy Pelosi said.
Of course.
Right. Maxine talked about confrontation in the matter of the civil rights movement. And but the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, Republican, he accused Waters of inciting violence and said that if the Democratic majority in the House does not do anything to censor her, I'll bring action this week. I thought this was interesting because
you see that back and forth.
Yeah, the back and forth here.
Yeah.
And I put it out there as a question. Nobody want to respond.
Mm.
But if we say the exact same words, right?
Yeah.
She said we got to stay on the street and we got to get more active. We got to get more confrontational. We got to make sure they know we mean business.
Mm.
I'll just be, I'm just devil's advocate here. Just throwing it out here.
Across the board.
Across the board. Now, if the previous president would have said the exact same words or tweeted those words.
Oh, boy.
Would we say he was inciting violence?
I mean, heck, he didn't even tweet that. And people were accusing him of inciting that whole march.
Yeah.
Try to get him impeached.
Yeah, but Max didn't get a pass.
Right.
I ain't say, man, we don't care for either side, but we just saying, like, can we be honest enough to admit that if somebody else, if the past president said the exact same words, it was part of different emotion.
Right.
But she get a pass for saying it. And not saying that she's wrong for saying what she said.
Shoot, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, but the fact that she said it,
Right.
I thought that was interesting. But that's all I really want to show on that one. But yeah, right. Oh man, I didn't know I forgot he was only 20 years old.
Goodness,
White.
man.
Yeah, they got killed. Yeah, man, and I don't know, man. Yeah, I think she's gonna get off. And that's so much we can say, man, because like I say, you can abide by all the rules. They still gun you down.
Yeah.
But I know one thing for sure, man. Like, I know when I get pulled over, man, I know it's some BS, man. I just trying to get back at home safely.
That's the main thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I treat it wrong, I try to file a report something later.
Yeah.
But in his case, like I say, I mean, if he did everything by the book, she probably still would have murdered him. Cause I think she's just a murderer, all point blank.
Just a horrible white supremacist.
But you gotta watch how you move, man.
That's the main thing. I mean, it's just one of those difficult things where there's really not much to say about it because that's just how
he didn't deserve to get shot.
This is the modern day lynching.
Now he did deserve to get tased for trying to run away.
Right.
I see that.
Right.
But he didn't deserve to get shot by a bullet. No.
And let me tell you, that whole thing between the taser and the gun.
I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it, man. It's a different color. It's a different weight. It's on a different side of your hip. It's it's common sense, and she been doing it for like over 2 decades. I think I read.
So how did she make this mistake?
It wasn't a mistake.
Right.
But it's pure murder. Plain and simple. And I think she's gonna get off.
Oh yeah, of course.
Unfortunately. So I'll let you into the next article here you want to cover.
Yeah. Okay, so Mace says Kanye West owes him a public apology update. Now, most of the article really does talk about, because you remember from, I think, Devil in a New Dress, that song by Kanye West from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
When he said, don't leave while you're hot, that's how Mace screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should get Mace so he could pray for us.
Mm-hmm.
So Mace, basically, he took that to heart. He really didn't like the fact that Kanye kind of called him out for leaving the industry and going to God.
Ministry.
Yeah, going to the ministry. But if we can scroll down to the very end.
This is a hustle.
Yeah. It's another hustle. We can start right after the picture. Let me see.
Right here?
Yeah, okay, here we go. Over the past several days, Kanye has reiterated his criticism of the music industry via Twitter. He addressed his ongoing battle to obtain ownership of his masters, slammed totally bass record deals, and threatened to not share any new music until he was released from his Sony and Universal contracts. And earlier, actually, Kanye did apologize to Mace about his comments. We can scroll up and just go over that. I think it's at the very top. Yeah, scroll down. Mace is right about that line. I always felt funny about that line. Mace is one of my favorite rappers, and I base a lot of my flows off him. I'm the king of can I get away with this bars? So I reap what I sow when the next generation does the same to me. So Kanye apologized because he's started going through the ringer. And some that we kind of even talked about a little bit before the show was, just briefly with the whole bad boy curse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you notice how bad boy is such a... I feel like there's something twisted that happened during that bad boy era. You know what I mean? With P. Diddy and all them. Because P. Diddy was the only one that got off good. The rest of them aren't doing too hot.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that a lot of them, right after leaving Bad Boy, they all run to God. You know what I mean? No, seriously. Mace, Loon, multiple brothers from Bad Boy. They tried to. Heck, even Craig Mack.
Yeah, I was just thinking his name, but yeah, Craig Mack.
Yeah, like a lot of them run to religion after leaving Bad Boy, and I'm like, man, how much dirty stuff did they?
I mean, I heard stories, a ton of stories about Diddy, man.
Boy.
So he's into anyway.
Right. So we could scroll all the way down and write out this article all the way down. Yeah. Okay. A little bit up. Yeah. Okay. So Kanye also posted a since deleted tweet stating Drake and J. Cole owed him an apology. The former artist he had issues with has had issues with Ye since Pusha T revealed Drake had a secret son in the story of Adidon. Information Pusha T had allegedly learned from Kanye. As for Cole, many believe that Dreamville rapper took shots at West in a number of tracks, including 2016's False Prophets and 2019's Middle Child. So, you know, that's why Kanye talked about the whole reap and what he sold. But this, the last section is what I found really interesting. Kanye says he wants apology from J. Cole and Drake. Okay, that's that. In a subsequent tweet, Kanye proposed he, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick Lamar get together because it was time to get free. We will not argue amongst each other while somebody else, somebody we don't know in Europe is getting paid and putting that money in a hedge fund, he tweeted. So what does Kanye know that we don't?
Who is the person in Europe?
Who's the person in Europe and what does that have to do with a hedge fund?
Yeah. I don't know. He knows who's really running it.
Right, exactly. And it's interesting. I really do wonder for Kanye because for him to go off the rail and didn't he start having bad relations with Kim K?
Oh, they already filed for divorce.
Right.
This is recent. I begin to believe that he moved to Wyoming to protect himself. I mean,
yeah.
I think he's trying to pull a Prince when the Prince was like watching whoever giving him food and water. Michael Jackson, same thing.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted he's just real paranoid, someone trying to poison him or trying to kill him off.
Right. And now in Wyoming he has his own land. You know what I mean?
You see him from afar. Like
right.
You ought to creep up on him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because for him to say that, I found that very interesting. First off, the notion of empowerment within the industry because of Drake. J. Cole, Kendrick, and Kanye get together and do their own thing.
But they're all part of the system, man. Drake part of the system, Kendrick part of the system.
Right.
And I like Kendrick, but I mean,
love him to death.
But you signed with Dre, so you have a deal with that dude, bro.
Right.
And I know how Dre play.
Exactly.
You know, and J. Cole, I mean, he laying low, but he still had affiliation with Jay-Z.
Right. So, man, Kanye, I mean, for him to say that, but the whole thing about Europe and the hedge fund thing, is very interesting because not only does it show that he knows who's running things, but it shows that all of our work, our artistry, and all that is being put in these hedge funds to help them.
Yeah,
it's being put back. Our efforts are being put back into their community.
I think it was. I don't want to say it's what Johnson was saying about having when you marry outside your race. And you're saying, you know, when like say if a black person dies, like that money don't stay in the family at all. So like,
exactly right.
Like when Kobe died, his wife getting that
exactly.
It's like going to a black family.
And when
so happened to Kanye, his wife.
Exactly, that's what would have happened, or hey, probably could even happen because they're still bound by kids.
Yeah.
And even when Meek Mill said some off-color line about Kobe in a song. And Victoria, I think her name is Victoria Bryant, tweeted at Meek, and one thing that she said was, I don't even know who you are, Meek Mill. She doesn't know who Meek Mill is. So you got to wonder how connected with the culture is Bryant's wife.
I don't want to see why she would. You know what I'm saying?
Why she wouldn't know who Meek Mill is?
I wish she know who Meek Mill. Like, look at. I mean, depending how she was raised and where she live at. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, there's not that connection with the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show when you make that alliance, because at the end of the day, a marriage is an alliance.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, so you make that alliance with somebody from another race. That's where your money's going to be going. That's where your influence will be going.
Yeah. Not
back into your own community.
Man, this next article here, This is something you mentioned before. Words we use matter. Mm-hmm. My administration chucks illegal alien for non-citizen. And we called this out before. Right. Like we called this out at the beginning of the year because we noticed in like all the articles kept saying undocumented worker. Like they never use, ever since Biden got in office, they never used the word illegal alien. Never.
None of them.
And now like
I don't think even the Fox ones.
No. Well, we already know how the 5 companies own everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
This article was just posted yesterday, so I guess they finally admitted to it. The Biden administration and the public departure from previous immigration policy had declared that words such as alien and illegal alien are out and non-citizen and integration are in.
They're talking like it's fashion.
Yeah, so the administration had asked the heads of Custom and Border Protection, or CBP, and ICE to update terminology in response to the vision set by the administration. But we covered this multiple shows already, so we already know what Biden's doing with these people.
Right.
He's bringing them in. So I mean, this is them just admitting to saying that we told them not to use those words anymore.
Really, these 2 paragraphs are really interesting.
Yeah, we enforce the nation's laws while also maintaining the dignity of every individual whom we interact. The words we use matter. And we always say that, man. They use words for a reason. It's calculated.
Black and brown, people of color.
Will serve to further confer that dignity to those in custody, says the memo to the agency's leaders dated Monday. So they sent a memo out to everybody.
And that's something.
The memo, man. Right. Wow. They blasted out. The memo described the new words as the preferred terminology and inclusive language.
Inclusive. Why do you think they keep saying black and brown? Why do you think they keep saying people of color? And this kind of reminds me of in 1984. And it's really interesting because these tactics that were used in 1984 are being used in today's world as far as the whole thing with them playing with words. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Them playing with laws, playing with all these different things because words carry meaning. Mm-hmm. And so if you're able to change the meaning and the connotation of something, you completely change how you perceive that thing.
Yeah.
And so when you put non-citizens, even though it says non, it still has the word citizens.
Yeah. It's softer on the ear.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It still has that word citizens in it. When you hear illegal alien, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not supposed to be here, but when you hear non-citizens, it's like,
undocumented worker.
Right.
The changes are considered guidance will apply to agency outreach, internal documents, and communication with stakeholders, partners, and the general public. So they let you know what they're putting out there. The CBP and ICE leaders are responsible for implementing the vocabulary update.
I'm talking about irresponsible, like. That's a bit draconian.
Yeah, so they're saying dangerous language that dehumanizes.
Yeah.
The change will help our Democrats and advocates who have long slammed the language as offensive. Rep. Nanette said the language changes will also help change public perception. So
you see?
See, they try to tell you they're playing on your emotions, man.
Right.
Like they admitted this stuff is on record right here. Like this MSN News, this came out just yesterday.
Wow, yeah.
And first reported by the Washington Post.
So you see, they're getting a move on with stuff, and that's one thing with the trial, man. Is very symbolic, but at the end of the day, Biden is still it's a perfect decoy for him to get done what he needs to get done.
Yep. He said President Joe Biden has sitting on the potential changes in the immigration bill he sent to Congress. The U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021 on the day he was sworn in as president on January 20th. That's the first day he was in office, he sent that in.
And that's wow.
You know what I'm saying? First day.
So it goes to show priorities, but why is that a priority?
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, bringing in our replacements.
Yep.
So yeah, we just want to show you that. We're going to do a few stuff that kind of caught our eye. Hey, before we get into the vaccination stuff here. I thought this was interesting.
Next thing that was very interesting. I think if you go a little further, you're able to see more of a wider pan of the actual building.
Let's see. So anyway, Prince Philip,
passed.
He died. He was 99 years old. He was 2 days from dirt.
Yeah.
Basically. And according to his wife, the Queen Elizabeth. We don't care about none of that. But I thought it was interesting. I did not know that all the people that passed before the Queen cannot be buried in the ground yet. until she dies.
Isn't that kind of spooky?
I did not know that at all.
So they're all kept in this royal vault.
Yes.
And let's get a look at actually how this royal vault looks.
Yeah, we play audio. They're not really talking.
I pause it right there. Right there.
Yeah, this caught my eye.
You see the patterns?
This caught my eye here. The whole checkerboard pattern on the floor.
And hey, that's not the only place you see it. If you could actually look at the flag on the side right there.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting.
All the symbolism.
Right. And if you actually go to the next photo, that one. Yeah. Because, that whole checkerboard thing, people associate, of course, with the Masonic Lodge. And this is actually an image of the Masonic Lodge. Mm-hmm. If you go into a lot of those lodges, they have that checkerboard pattern on the floor. But as you see with the royal tomb, the royal vault, they have that there as well. And it just goes to show how it's not just Freemasonry, the Freemasons. It's not just these select few organizations. They're all in cahoots with each other. They all use the same kind of symbolism. And if you actually pause it right there, you even see that gown he's wearing. And you see how that whole thing is organized, and look at the Freemasonry wear. Now this is the Freemasons. Now compare that to what's called the other photo of the dude. Nope. It might look different, but
similar.
It's very similar. So you see how, man, it's just so ritualistic, all these different things. So that's just something interesting to note.
Yeah. And we did more research outside of this, man. But just imagine that they got a whole bunch of dead bodies under the church.
Yeah.
And which is not far-fetched, man, because they do that at the Vatican as well.
Yeah.
Didn't
they say when the Vatican was built on top of the Apostle Paul's body or something like that?
Yeah.
So they allege.
They allege, yeah, that he's under there.
And boy, they take pride in being on top of an unclean body.
Man. Yeah, the last person buried there was Princess Alice, the mother of Prince Philip, in 1969. Her tomb was later transferred to Jerusalem. That caught our eye too.
Because why Jerusalem? And it was per her request.
Yeah, so we dug down a hole down the end, but we later find out. Just give you the nutshell. We're not gonna show you everything.
Yeah.
But basically, we think she's Ish. We think she's Jewish.
She might be.
She might be Jewish. Because we backtracked her to her original name and everything, and it ended like in a German, Polish last name.
Yeah.
Which a lot of Jewish are from.
So we weren't able to confirm anything, but she was Princess Alice of Greece.
Yeah.
And let's actually go into the history of her family.
You don't need this no more.
Yeah. Do we even need a video?
No.
Okay.
We done with that. Yeah, the dude in Edinburgh, so we went from there and kind of went backwards to find the real name.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had to go too deep. Yeah, Princess Alice of Greece.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back further. Like I say, she had to be moved to the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem.
Per her request.
We moved back further, and then we find out, she was the daughter of Prince Louis of Battenberg. That kind of caught my eye.
So this is kind of a request. If you guys could actually dig and find anything about the Prince of Battenberg or Princess Alice, that would really be of great help.
Yeah,
that would be an interesting connection to find.
Yeah, so we done back even more. Yeah, so we kept going back to the point. Yeah, we went far back, all the way back to the Holocaust with this family.
Yeah,
and we had reason to believe they were Jewish.
Yeah. If you can actually go to that article and we can actually read, that one. Scroll down. Matter of fact, type in the search Jewish or just ooh. Yeah, if you can find all the mentions, okay, royal family.
Yeah, you can find this story about they're hiding the family.
Yeah, so basically, Princess Alice and Philip's family have a history of helping out the Jewish community. But what was interesting, if you can scroll down, that right there. Philip, over the years, spoke multiple times at Jewish and pro-Israel events. So you're able to see in the next paragraph as well. Philip, who had a passion for environmental preservation, spoke multiple times at Jewish National Fund events and lent his royal sponsorship to other Jewish events. he came under attack in the 1960s for speaking to pro-Israel groups, and famously impervious to criticism, ignored the attacks. Let me see. In and of course it talks in 1994. Philip was the first British royal to visit Israel when he accepted Yad Vasham's recognition of his mother and visited her burial site in Mount of Olives, Jerusalem. So you're able to see that for Prince Philip, who is, I mean, when I tell you an elitist, you know what I mean? He really does wear that, or he did wear that whole identity of the royal family. And I believe he was even proud that he had lineage from Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he is a royal through and through. He's a globalist. He's one of these New World Order kind of individuals. Why is he pro-Israel? Why is he a Zionist?
Yeah.
So for their interest to align, you got to really wonder what ideologies does being pro-Israel and being Zionist hold that he values, which we already could guess.
Yeah, we already know what it is.
Right.
But it shows how they're all connected in that family, though.
Exactly.
So it's a deeper alliance. And it was funny, you just talking about marriage and power and alliance.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
That's basically what they did. We don't need this more. Oh, yeah, I thought it was interesting for 420.
Yeah. Perfect 420 article.
Biden's blunt opposition to marijuana legalization. As his own party moves ahead on the issue, the president remains opposed to legalization.
Why?
But here's the thing, man. Like, he never changed his stance. Like, he made this pretty clear during his campaign run, the election cycle.
When he kept bringing up, we need to do research on weed.
Right, but we kept overlooking it because we just wanted to get 4 or 5 out of there.
Exactly.
You know, so like a lot of things that, you know, black people for, y'all voted against. You know, cause he made it clear again, like you said, cause I remember he had an interview with Charlemagne, and Charlemagne asked him like, yo, so like, what's up with legalizing, you know, marijuana? And Biden kept saying he would decriminalize it. You know, and like so he was just trying to play with the word, you know, like he just said, words they use matter.
Exactly.
So he playing around with the wording, but black people took it as if Biden was down for the whole legalizing marijuana, and he never said that.
Like they're gonna be smoking with the president.
No, cause he said it need more study, just like reparations need more study.
Everything that has a great effect on black folk, we need more study.
Yeah, you know, and I remember Charlemagne told him like, well, why you need study on marijuana for? Like you have decades already of people who already use it, no problem.
Seriously.
So what's up with the study?
Let's get a bunch of hippies from your generation.
Yeah, so he kind of like said he sidestepped them in his own political way, but they find it interesting because, you know, a lot more people are legalizing marijuana now. Yeah. But you say it's to remain liberal Democratic president, and you're like, nah, I don't know about that.
Right, and why isn't Kamala able to talk him down?
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I mean, I think in the end it will be legalized nationwide. I know my stance been kind of like unpopular because I feel like Biden legalizing. Well, it's still unpopular, but I just saw a recent video essay with Professor Black Truth, and actually he has the exact same view I did. I mean, but he did one different direction.
Right.
You know, Professor Black Truth sound like TBA. But he was saying the America using marijuana as a weapon of mass destruction, against black people.
Right.
Because he said the weed that we have now is making us, you know, docile, is making us weak.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, like because like white supremacy control what you get. So now like you know you buying it illegally, now like you sneaking past them, they allow you to get it. And they allow you to get it for a reason. So he made a good point. And what he did was he went down the route of history.
Right.
You know, he was showing how the
with
British,
the opium and all that.
Yeah, you know how they snuck it into China, and you know, that we can get them addicted to it, whatever, and it took over.
Right.
And so that's the direction he went with it. Me personally, I feel like the direction is going to be, and I'm not going against what he's saying. I get, you know, because I agree with what he was saying too. I feel like when they legalize it nationwide, because I feel like it will be legalized nationwide, that it will be mostly to white people's benefits, not ours. And I feel like once they legalize it, they're going to commercialize it. Right. So like say tobacco is a plant, but cigarettes kill people because of all the extra crap they put in it. Right. I feel like when they legalize it, they're gonna do the same thing to weed. If they're not already doing it now, depending where you get it from. But I just feel like when they commercialize, like say you get you're all gonna have your special strands of weed.
Exactly.
You're always gonna have them. But I'm talking about your regular ones you probably get from 7-Eleven once you get legalized.
I mean, hey, they might take those same strands and start messing with them.
Yeah, so I feel like so you don't know anybody who died of lung cancer because of weed, nothing like that. But but I feel like when they get commercialized, it might start happening. Yeah, because they're gonna start putting more additives and stuff in it to make it more addictive. Because you remember, man, every company is about profit.
Exactly.
And it's like they don't take a chance on hoping that you come back. They'll put something in it to make you want to come back.
Exactly. Because, I mean, tobacco, for instance, in its pure form, the Native Americans smoked it for so long.
Right.
It's a plant.
But you started add nicotine and all the other stuff and then ammonia and all the other crap into it. Like, to me, it's not far-fetched that they'll do the same thing to marijuana once it get legalized. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's just that's how I think.
And that's one reason why honestly I'm kind of weary about now with the whole California thing and everybody's like, yo, I got this from California. They got the wrapper and everything.
Yeah.
Nah, man, give me what old boy grow.
Well, I want to grow it myself. I want to watch it grow.
Right. Give me something that you knew where it came from. You knew who grew it. You show me the seeds and everything.
Yeah. That's another thing because like oftentimes you would see the seeds anymore.
Right.
So so I thought that was interesting. I thought it was like a good little article for 420. They just kind of popped out of me because this article is recent. Because this came out on the 16th.
Yeah, they're gearing up.
Yeah, they're gearing up, man. So it's a lot of stuff in motion here. Next to the good stuff here, the second part of our show here is this big push with the vaccine. Right here, Facebook, Twitter reportedly partnered with White House on vaccine push.
And that's something?
So
the fact checkers.
Basically, the social media giants are reportedly going to help to get the word out about eligibility. Yes, that reportedly they are. So the White House has enlisted the aid of social media to promote information on the vaccine eligibility. The Biden administration had partnered with Facebook and Twitter to send push notifications promoting President Joe Biden's new deadline for states to make all U.S. residents age 16 and older eligible for the vaccine. And Biden had originally tasked states with opening eligibility to all adults by May 1st, but he later revised and targeted to April 19th. He pushed it up.
So they're scaling it back.
Well, remember at first he said 1 million doses by a certain date. Then he doubled it. He said we're going to have 2 million doses within 100 days. And now he's saying that it's for everybody to be eligible by May 1st. He pushed that up to April 19th as of yesterday. Man, they're really trying to get it out there. So I thought that was interesting. And so you go on Facebook and Instagram, all the other social media sites now. That you got people sharing the vaccine experience now. People taking pictures of the vaccination records. And when did you ever take a shot and you post it for everybody to see it?
You're not supposed to show your medical history like that. You know
what I mean? And people taking pictures of it and posting it like it's a voted sticker.
Yo, it's that same groupthink mentality. It's a show off. You see, I'm helping society. I'm doing what they told me to.
Yeah, you're right. But and see, they thinking it's only independent thought. Well, the whole time, White House, calling them to help you push it, to get you to start thinking like that. They're playing with your emotions.
And I mean, how much can you trust the White House, man? And then, and another thing too is, just like we've talked about before, a lot of times companies like Google and Facebook, these different companies from Silicon Valley is not the physical place, but as far as that whole mindset. A lot of times they have government interventions early on.
Yeah.
So they already know who they can run to, and they already know why they're able to make these allegiances. I don't know why that video keeps playing.
I know.
Why they're able to make these allegiances with these people.
Yeah. Biden administration considering nicotine regulations, some tobacco makers' stocks are dropping.
Good news.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Biden's just getting stuff moving and shaking, man.
It's already been kind of wild since he's been in office, period.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm gonna be honest with you. These Miami looking kind of red.
Man, that's why I'm not gonna lie. I pulled out, went to crypto.
Yeah. You see, even that going crazy.
Yeah, man. Dogecoin.
Yeah, Dogecoin.
That thing was going. It went from like 97 to 101 to 190. This is jumping.
Yeah, they've been making a run. Yo, this article here, man. Pfizer, third dose of the vaccine is likely needed within a year. So you already got 2. They talk about get another one, but it gets better.
Your blood is gonna be made of COVID-19. My bad. Oh, C thing. It's C thing. What's it called? Vaccine.
Yeah, the Pfizer CEO said Thursday that the vaccine recipients will likely need a third dose between 6 to 12 months after they fully vaccinated, and suggested vaccinations for the virus could be needed every year.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, you get it. I a little bit off.
It's driving me insane.
Okay.
It's driving me insane, man. I'm trying.
Oh, good looking out. So yeah, man. So like I said, all about profit in the day. So like, yo, 2 shots not enough. We try to make it. You gonna make it where you need shot every year. We gonna sell you this shot every year.
It's gonna be like the flu shot.
Get mind you, man. These shots wasn't even the current shots not free. Remember, 4-5 bought those shots last year.
Right.
He prepaid for them shots.
And it also keeps increasing the national debt.
Yeah.
And we already know who that has to be paid to.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, lost my train of thought.
I'll get it back. Yeah, man. So, yeah. So I've got to pronounce the name. Borla. Yeah. Said it remains to be seen how often any potential additional vaccine will be provided. Yeah. So that's another thing. So like you may have started paying out of pocket, or I don't see government keep paying for that every year for everybody.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's too much money.
Another thing. No, this is what I was gonna say. Since the C thing was already patented, they might just keep playing with it and getting different versions every year. Just spreading that out.
I mean, that's a lot of money to be made.
Right.
So, ain't far fetched. Going into it even deeper, North Carolina pharmacy mistakenly gives saline shots instead of the real vaccine, basically. Shalom, there's a booster. Where's the research to help people understand that 3 shots in a year is safe? I'll wait.
I mean, seriously. Because I mean, that's fast back to back. The first 2 were experimental already.
The whole thing is experimental.
I mean, yeah, we already know.
Yeah,
and it's to the point where the Johnson & Johnson got pulled back.
Yeah. I don't believe only 6 cases of the blood clots make you put a whole pause on that vaccine. It's something that's going on.
It's a lot going on.
It's something that's going on.
And all those videos they put up of people dying of the shot and all that. They didn't want to count those, but once it got drastic.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they had to pull it. Yeah. Yeah, a Walgreens pharmacy in North Carolina mistakenly distributed shots of saline instead of the vaccine to nearly 24 customers last month. What? The pharmacy chain confirmed to The Hill that 22 people were affected by the mistake in Monroe, North Carolina on March 20th. They're all later contacted and given their first inoculations. All of the patients were also scheduled for the second doses over the weekend. Yeah, I feel like they're probably the same shots that the president got.
That's what I'm thinking. The saline ones, when they were talking about Barack Obama, I'll go and I'll get the shot.
My thing is, how you get that mixed up in the first place? It's not a trial.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's not supposed to be a trial, rather.
And so, man, a lot of weird things, weird goings on.
Oh, it gets better. Oh my God, it gets better. Well, it gets worse, rather.
Yeah.
Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, Spelman requiring the vaccination for fall semester. This was just published yesterday.
And I thought it was kind of weird that it was published on Fox 5.
Yeah.
But you know how they go.
Yeah. But it probably, you remember, like, so this whole thing pushed to us in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
A group of Atlanta universities that include Clark Atlanta University, Morehouse College, and Spelman College will require all students, faculty members, and staff to be vaccinated for upcoming 2021 fall semester. So you know what? I knew somebody was missing. They're missing Morris Brown.
Yeah, I mean, is Morris Brown even a thing anymore?
I don't know. I think they're supposed to get accreditation back or something. I don't know. They are pushing the Oxford vaccine over here in the UK. Yeah. We just showed about that last year. You know, right. They were doing the testing there. Yeah, so many questions about the North Carolina situation. Yes, that's a lot going on.
I wish I knew where to start.
Yeah, the AUCC, which includes the 3 historical black colleges and university, as well as Morehouse School of Medicine and AUC Robert W. Woodruff Library, made an announcement that employees and students would need to be fully vaccinated on Monday.
On Monday,
like you had to get that. They want it now.
They want it now, even though you're gonna be going in the fall.
Well, that's for the faculty, because they probably be there year round.
Yeah, that's true.
By the start of the semester, all students and staff would need 2 more weeks to have passed since their second dose in the 2-dose series, or their 1 dose in a single dose vaccine. Because remember, it's like 3 different companies with 3 different vaccines going around right now.
So you see, anybody that they have in a somewhat compromised position, they're going to try to force the vaccine.
I don't see them forcing the white schools to do this.
Ain't that something?
But mind you, remember last year they chose 2 black schools, Xavier University and one other one. They convinced the president to tell students to get vaccinated.
Right.
So they targeting us in a big way, man. Like they're putting it out there.
Because we need it. We need it, just like Joe Biden has been saying.
So I thought that interesting. So let's go further. All right. This is WHO, the World Health Organization. This is interesting. Now, remember, just like I think we covered this in the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were saying we saw a press conference with Joe Biden. He said the government would not force anybody to walk around their vaccination records, but he didn't say nothing about the private sector.
Right, and the same thing with the lady.
What's happening now.
Right, same thing with the lady, because she kept saying the federal government's not going to enforce it, but you see who is.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that we called out is, the federal government might not, but they might have these different companies that they're telling, hey, look, if you could do this in order to force it, and you see how they're forcing it towards us.
Yeah, you got the black schools, you got the cruise ships. They forcing it on people.
Right.
You said Columbia are requiring vaccines for fall, if I recall correctly. Okay, bang.
So they're trying to get the students, man.
The World Health Organization's emergency committee recommended on Monday that proof of vaccination may not be required as a condition for international travel, maintaining its stance on the issue under growing debate. So basically, we did a show about this a couple of months ago. It's about this whole vaccination passport. They've been trying to
push.
They're trying to push it, but now you got the WHO coming through saying, "Yo, you shouldn't need all that."
Right.
The independent experts in a statement issued at the meeting last Thursday cited limited evidence on whether vaccination against the C thing reduces people's ability to transmit the virus, and the persistent inequity in global vaccine distribution. States should recognize that requiring proof of vaccination deepens inequities and promotes unequal freedom of movement. That's kind of strange coming from the WHO. WHO saying you don't need this.
And that, just goes to show how Satan's divided against himself.
Yeah, and then a couple of weeks ago we showed the airlines.
Yeah.
Because they were blocking off their center seats for a while because to get the whole 6 feet thing.
Yeah.
And now they started selling those seats because that's money.
And you notice how all of a sudden, it used to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
But now just shortened up.
But CDC said now only 3 feet apart.
Right.
So you can slap it, you know what I'm saying?
At 3 feet.
At 3 feet. Why even wear the mask at that point? To be honest.
And another thing too, then you remember at one point they talked about how, the sea thing is traveling through the air, it's traveling through the pollution and raining down on people. Well, if it's able to travel that far, then 3 feet.
Yeah, it was 3 feet.
Yeah, you're just shortening his trip.
Yeah, basically.
But you see how they constantly change the narrative in order to suit the companies and schools and all that.
Yeah, they're not even on one accord.
Yeah.
Like we just right here a whole bunch of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Who said one thing, airlines said another thing, CDC said another thing, school said another thing. There's a lot going on, but for one thing, they're pushing the vaccinations
hard.
Yeah, I can touch the Johnson & Johnson vaccine called blood clots. If you have lupus or sickle cell, please don't take it. Yeah,
and a lot of our folks suffer from sickle cell, especially.
Mm-hmm. But they try to say, they try to deny. They're saying that those 6 cases were isolated incidents, but. Man. It'll isolate you wouldn't put a pause on it. It's something that's going on with that vaccine.
Man, but here's the thing though. They kept saying it was a coincidence. Whenever somebody would pass after taking the vaccine, they kept saying it was a coincidence. But I'm pretty sure they didn't take it as a coincidence though. Mm-hmm. They knew what it was.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna tell us that these 6 cases were isolated.
Yeah.
And because of these isolated, no, you guys, every coincidence. wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's one big plot thing going on, man. Exactly. What's going on. So, we're just showing you what the media throwing out mixed messages. We catching them all and showing you. I just found those things pretty interesting, and it was interesting how the rest of the year turned out.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised even this whole trial thing linked to the try to get black people to trust the government to continue taking the vaccinations.
Right.
Right. We don't want you to turn on the streets. We want you to keep getting vaccinated.
Right. You build that rapport.
Yeah.
Especially with Kamala and Joe going up there, and they're like, "Yo, we could trust them." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, man, Kamala they gave a decent speech after the trial.
Yeah.
But then she wrapped up and said about she tried to tie it into the whole George Floyd policing act.
Right.
And which like I said, we read that on air. Like it's about truck holes. I mean, he didn't die from a truck hole.
Right.
He died with a knee to his neck.
Exactly.
And so it's so many. Everybody trying to get over, man. But at the end of the day, man, I guess one thing we can say is money over health in this country.
That's true.
I mean, I guess that's the common denominator of it all.
Right, money over health, and at the end of the day, oppressing black folk is just a background process.
They trying to cash in, man, and it's kind of like a reality check for us. Cause like I said before we took our trip, man, here in Atlanta, I don't go out. Right. I order everything and go out for groceries and work, and I come back home. I don't hang out or anything like that.
Right.
I'm always working, and so when you actually went out to some of these places, we see how they mask mandates are different from Atlanta.
Right.
Like they still treating it as if the pandemic just happened last week.
Yeah, in Houston, Dallas, what's called Jackson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And all these different places, they treat it all the same.
Louisiana. They were shutting down restaurants at 2:00.
Yeah, because we stopped in Baton Rouge, and we were trying to get some sushi. The first place was racist. I'll call it like it is. But the other places, they were all closing at 2:30 and
open up at 5. Like they put to listen to. I don't know what the meaning of that was.
I guess COVID is most active. He comes off work at 2:30 and goes back at around 5.
Yeah, like that. And he's not making this up. That's how they operate in Louisiana. I thought that was interesting. And then walking around the mall in Houston, and like I said, seeing our people lined up at these Gucci, Versace stores, man, just lined up, masked up, just to get them our money, man.
Right. And it was a decent line because they're taking only a certain amount at a
time.
Like
3 people in the store at one time.
And boy,
they don't lined up.
Whoever was lined up better not be going to browse.
Nah.
Because you were going
You there to spend some money.
Yeah.
You there to spend some money, man.
Right.
And I was just sitting here thinking, across my mind was, the malls we visited were upscale malls, kind of reminiscent of Lenox and Phipps Plaza here.
Oh, they were better. They were better than Lenox.
Yeah, they were. But as far as this upscale brands,
right.
And these brands don't care nothing about us. If you into fashion, that's your thing, man. Do you?
Right.
But it's just like, man, we always rarely give our money to people that don't like us.
Right. Always running to get branded just like slaves, man.
Yeah, man. It's funny though, man. I just saw a documentary early this morning. I always watch these little documentaries on me and breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
And they followed it was Vice News because they all have some interesting ones, right?
Right.
So this one from Vice. And Vice was they had a documentary following this guy in China.
Mm.
He dropped out of school to sell fake Jordans and stuff.
Yeah.
And and the guy, it was real good replicas of the shoes that he was selling, like Yeezys, all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
And they show how the whole process of how you getting the fake shoes and how he was selling, making money.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he was like, yo, man, he see all these people trying to get these exclusive shoes and exclusive clothes.
Yeah.
And there's only so many about you can buy and the prices. So he's like, yo, people want them. So I duplicate them the closest possible, same materials and everything. And for example, I think one shoe retails for $650, but it retails for $1,500.
Yeah.
But he was selling it for $140.
People were buying
and they look just like them. They look just like them.
But it really might be them.
Lenox and upscale, the same thing. It's funny now, but back in the day, it was upscale. Yeah. Back in the day, it's ratchet now. It's the new South the Cab now.
Yeah, seriously.
Too many people getting shot at Lenox now, but.
Right.
But back in the day, man, Lenox, it was upscale. I remember when Lenox had a movie theater in it. So it's a while ago. But yeah, now it's ratchet. But I don't even care for malls anyway. I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's really nothing I want in the mall, to be honest with you.
Seriously.
I'm not into anything they sell there. You know, I think you just, you know, with the Bath and Body Works, it gets to smell good in there.
Right.
That's about it. But I just not a shopper like that. But yeah, man, that's the main thing we have for you. Like I say, we appreciate y'all. Like, especially we was on the road. It took a lot out of us, man. And you know, we got a lot of work done. We accomplished a lot. Like I said, we're very excited about what's to come.
Yeah.
And we came a long way, man, for this production. And like I said, man, this is something we've been doing for a while. We've only done doing the show for almost a year, but we done some other projects, media based.
Right.
But this show didn't want to be taken off. But we appreciate your support with the Patreon, the Cash App, and all that stuff. It really helps us out and everything. Oh, just cinnamon rolls. Yeah, cinnamon rolls too. Yeah, actually, you know, it was we met a black guy. He had a cake shop in Houston. Was Houston or Dallas?
Yeah, it was Houston.
Okay.
Man, I wish I remember his name, man.
Yeah, but he's from Atlanta though.
Yeah, yeah.
And he made these good homemade cakes. He made a miniature size. It was really good. He had a upside down pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah.
Pound cake is real flaky, real soft. We tried some of his stuff. We support him.
Yeah.
And check them out, man. So yeah, and hopefully, man, you've been in a position we can travel more. To be honest, I mean, seriously. I really enjoyed it, taking a breather and getting work done. Like I say, you know, we work, but I like to reach out to the people, talking to some people, man, and you know, especially going down memory lane with some of the old team members I had worked with and projects I've done. You know, I forgot some of the things I've done over the years. I mean, it's so much because I've just been hitting it hard, you know, for the past 10, 15 years.
Right.
You know. So, but I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. That's all we really had. Anything else you want to add, man?
Just stay vigilant.
Yeah. I think we might have a new music mix on this channel, on the Yoshi channel, probably tomorrow. It's already done. I think I got to upload it. I'm re-uploading the second one with the new graphic.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, and I think I have a third mix about done too. So I mean, I got something from that in. And we got some new merch probably coming in the next month.
Yeah.
The new merch designs we're working on. You know, we got that coming. So we got a whole bunch of stuff we're working on. So we really do. So we appreciate y'all. We got to upload this broadcast onto our regular channel. Like I said, we finally, about 1 month from now, we should be unblocked and get back on our regular channel for once. Finally. So there's been a long punishment here. But anyway, but hope you have a good night. We catch y'all Thursday. Shalom.
Shalom, y'all. Good night. And I'm Akis, and we're the Black Narrative.
We are a Black First and Hebrew Israelite channel on YouTube that broadcasts live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every week, we discuss controversial issues and challenge false narratives that are fed to Black people through mass media. We share research through videos and encourage uncomfortable conversations amongst the Black community.
Our show features topics such as exposing fact checkers, the racist history of medical research, the origins of so-called Black Greek fraternity organizations, Christian origins of HBCUs, and much, much more.
Look up The Black Narrative on YouTube or go to our website, www.theblacknarrative.tv. Shalom.